What is up guys, Andy Forrest Runner here, back with another video, and today we have an action-packed video. Today we're talking all about new cameras, we're talking all about camera, no plural. We're talking all about what's next after the Bristol Half Marathon in terms of racing for the rest of 2021, and then finally we'll dive into the next training block, which is going to be titled A Need for Speed. So before we start talking about what races we have left, will this Need for Speed block have a training series, any goals left, all of that stuff, which we'll answer shortly, we got a workout to do. 20 by 1 minute on, 1 minute off, Fartlek workout up on the trails behind me. I'm just about to curve up and go up those trails onto a hill, get to the top of the hill, and then we're going to kick start the workout. So it's going to be about 2.5 mile warm up ish, and then we're going to roll straight into it. Got the intervals set up on the watch, 1 minute on, 1 minute off, 20 minutes worth of hard work with some nice recoveries in there. We'll see. Just going to play it by ear today, because next week is when this new block really kicks in, which I'll go into a little bit more detail about once we are back at the house and got this one done. It's midday, it's hot. This week is the last hot week of September. We've had an incredible September. Weather's been beautiful, 19, 20, 21, 22 degrees this week, but it's all tapering off next week down to like 15, 14, bit rainy, ready for all you guys at the London Marathon. It should be a little bit cooler for all of you. So yeah, let's get this show on the road. Let's start this workout when we get up there and see how we get on. Okay, here we go. Goals for today. Run smooth, run strong, run fast. Let's see how we get on, starting just this other side of this gate. Let's do this. Okay, 7 reps in, and yeah, this is a change, isn't it? Going from longer, slower stuff to shorter, faster stuff. Blowing hard already, but see how far we can make it. Okay, 15 done. Struggling, we'll get it done. It's a shock to the system. Mission accomplished. We did it. We finished it. And as you just saw, that last one was on a beast of a hill. So we averaged anywhere sub 540 to just over 5 minute mile pace, 20 on the rollers. It was really good. And our last one was like 640, but that's fine. It was all up that hill, and just treated it as a hill sprint at the end. So 20 by 1 minute on, 1 minute off done. Average pace so far for the run, 6:32. At 8.81 miles, gonna get to 10 miles of the cool down, and yeah, we'll call it there. So great start to the Need for Speed. What a shock to the body. And let's go back and talk about cameras, what we got left for 2021, and the next training block. So there we go, back from the session now. Let's dive in and talk about everything that I said we were going to talk about whilst I was out there. But first, a very quick highlight from that session. Really starting to enjoy these Skechers Razor XS shoes. They are breaking in nicely. I've put a fair few runs in them now. Today's session absolutely epitomised for me where they need to be used. These shorter, sharper speed workouts are these things bread and butter. I can't wait to use these more, and they're going to be getting a heck of a lot more use over the coming weeks. We'll talk about that very shortly. 5:29 average per mile pace for the reps, up and over that rolling terrain. Really happy with that. Lungs were burning well, felt happy, finished relatively strong bar that last rep, which was straight up a hill. But other than that, really happy. And the floats were 6:59 per mile. So yeah, mustn't grumble. Overall 10.6 miles or 10.7 in 6:33 average per mile pace. So overall, exactly what I wanted to get out of today's session. Let's dive in to the camera, the new camera. Let's talk about the races we've got coming up between now and the end of 2021 and the next block of training, Need for Speed. So I'm delighted to say that we have finally got ourselves a new GoPro. We have upgraded to the GoPro Hero 10. Got this thing yesterday, charged it up, took it out on the session today. So obviously right now, when I'm recording this, I haven't checked the footage. Hopefully it's come out well. I'm sure it will have done. Fingers crossed it will have done. Obviously I saw from Seth's vlog when he got the 9, he was taking it up the mountains and he was saying that the 9's battery was lasting a lot longer in the cold, which is good for me because obviously, as you guys know, following that marathon training series, during winter the battery was dying left, right and centre in the GoPro Hero 8 that I had. So yeah, hopefully the 10, they've made improvements on that again, and fingers crossed it will be a reliable camera throughout winter. So hopefully that will increase the quality. 4K, 120 frames per second, lots of Kofuzi slow-mo style stuff coming your way. So let's talk about races. What have we got coming up between now and the end of the year? Well, as you've probably realised already, I'm cramming in a lot of races at the moment. Over the last 5 or 6 weeks, I've done 5 races. And I'm kind of the opinion right now that who knows what's going to happen over winter? Who knows if we'll go back into lockdown or not? Fingers crossed we won't. Fingers crossed things will settle. Who knows? But I just can't be sure as to what the hell's going to happen. Who knows with this government? So as far as I'm concerned, I'm kind of trying to race as much as I can now, and obviously being sensible in the meantime and being sensible with the races, but I'm trying to do a fair few races, and my wife is being extremely supportive, bless her. She's, you know, allowing me, looking after the kids and allowing me to go out to a lot of these races. So I've got a few more booked in between now and the end of the year. And then, you know, I've got plans for 2022, but we're not going to talk about those yet. So what have we got next? Well, in fact, actually, this weekend, I'm running the Forest of Dean Half Marathon. This is for a bit of fun. I love the Forest of Dean Half Marathon. It is great. We have 2 here. We have a March one and we have a September one. The autumn one, this one, is much better than the spring one. I really am not a fan of the spring half marathon. It's good, but it's nothing special. It doesn't show off the forest like this one does. And I love this one. It's just such a great fun one to do. As you noticed in my video 2 weeks ago, I went and ran that course on my long run. Yeah, I was just scoping it out, and I've been doing a bit of work on the hills around there over the last few weeks anyway, so I kind of had it in the back of my mind that I might drop into it, and I actually only entered that last week as a kind of, shall I, shan't I? Yeah, sod it, let's do it. So I'm entered into that one. After that, 3 weeks time, we've got the Western Supermare Half Marathon, Sunday the 17th of October, I think it is. So obviously I was originally planning to do Newport Marathon. I can't now, not going to be around that weekend, so I've sold that place, that's gone. So we're doing the Western Supermare Half Marathon, which again is going to be a bit of fun. We get to run on a beach for a little bit on some hard sand. It looks a relatively fast course, bar that beach section, but we'll see. You know, again, it's a bit of fun. My main target, and I'm still not 100% sure if I can do it right now. I have a place, I might have to sell it, I might not, but fingers crossed I can do the Reading Half Marathon on November the 8th or November the 9th, whenever it is. So hopefully that's going to be a bit more of a focus for me, other than the Western Supermare one. Again, the Western one's going to be a nice sort of tune-up, keep that half marathon speed pace around. But then the Reading one will be somewhere where I will try and run that 75 that I've been trying to run over the last few weeks. So that will be the goal. And then 2 weeks after that, I've got the Newent 9. If you're a long-standing follower of the channel, you know I do that race every year. It's a local race. It comes up as 6 miles on the dot, or 5.98 miles, 5.99. 9.5k, a random distance, but it's a great race. First half is uphill, second half is downhill. and it's road, so it's good fun. You start in a field, you run out on the field onto the road, you climb for 2.5 miles, and you come down the other side through the town and finish up back at the school. So that's a really good one, love that one, and I just like to try and progress that each year. That's a good fun one. And then finally, I think I'm in for the Hereford Courier's 10k, which is after Christmas. It's the Monday after Christmas, so the 27th, I believe. I haven't had confirmation in my place, but I was in it last year. It was deferred, so if all being well, no COVID restrictions, all of that gubbins, I should be in for that as well. So that's what we've got coming up. I'm genuinely not going to enter anymore. That's enough, but I still have a decent amount there to contend with, shall we say, before the end of the year. So that's the plan. But finally, the last piece of the puzzle, which is training. What are we going to be doing with training, need for speed? What does that mean? Well, as you guys know, or if you've been following training for a long period of time, I've been running 6.5 years. I came into running late. I'm 34 now. I started when I was around 27, 28, and I went straight into the half marathon area. And being where I live, I love the long distance trails. I love all of that stuff. So I've kind of built my fitness from these long runs, endurance. That's where my fitness has come from. So I'm not someone that's built up from the track and built my speed up. I've kind of worked from the other end and tried to whittle my speed down, which is why my top end stuff like the 5k and 10k times just don't correlate to the half marathon and marathon PRs that I have. So what I'm going to dedicate the next 6 to 8 weeks doing, probably up until the New at 9-ish, maybe a bit further. New at 9's not a target race, but it'd be good fun to kind of use it to kind of blow off some steam after doing that, is I'm going to be doing some track style workouts on my Tuesday. So some VO2 max stuff, some 200s, 400s, 300s, 600s, 500s, you know, you name it. I've written myself out a plan, which I'll kind of share week on week as we go. Talking of training series, I'm not going to be doing a training series on this block, but I'm going to be doing a weekly training video where I talk about my week's training and take you on a workout and talk about how it's going. So I'm going to be kind of trying to approach it from a different angle, experimenting with the training series before I go into another big block in the new year. So from now until Christmas, although none of this is half marathon specific stuff, and I know that, so I'm not going to be in the best half marathon shape for Reading or Western, because I'm going to be doing a lot of shorter, faster stuff. I'm just excited to build some speed and basically build on an area that I never really touch. I tend to go from maybe a bit of a 10k block to a half to a full marathon block, and I never really get that top end stuff. So that's what the next 6 to 8 weeks are going to be about, maybe even 10 weeks, who knows. I've got a plan written for 8 weeks. I've written it myself, and then Thursdays we're going to have some tempo work, some shorter, sharper tempo work, 1 minute intervals, 2 minute intervals, a little bit like what we did today, just working on that faster tempo speed. So that's going to be the goal, but I'm also going to be keeping up my long runs. So my long runs are not going to correlate to any of the training I'm doing in the week. I'm just trying to focus the week on the faster stuff, and then the weekends are going to be all about the long endurance, and hopefully the mash up together will do me good leading into the next training block going to next year, which will probably no doubt be a spring marathon, but we'll see. So that's the plan over the next 6 to 8 weeks. Going to be a lot of speed stuff, intervals, going to take you on the journey with me with the Insta360 Go2 with the GoPro Hero 10. Talk about my training, talk about how it's going, and we'll see how that reflects in the race. I'm excited to touch, as I said, on an area that I don't normally touch on, and hopefully by sharpening up, that's going to allow maybe my half marathon speed to drop a little bit, and hopefully work on an area before we go back into another big marathon training block, probably an area that I'm not going to be then touching for another 3 months or so. So that's the big update, guys. I hope that was all okay to digest. I know I've just reeled that off all in one go, but new camera, races to the end of the year, new training block coming up. Excited to share that with you. Going to be lots of hopefully good fast workouts to share and all that good stuff. So thank you again for following on. That's what's next. Let me know in the comments below what you've got coming up next, because I know loads of you are running London, loads of you are running the marathon majors coming up, or Manchester if you're in the UK, and other marathons worldwide. Let me know what you're planning to do after that until Christmas. What are you doing? And hopefully we can share some similarities in our journey and keep ourselves going. That's it from me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Till then.